Pardon?
Are you doing a news piece?
Just having a look at your cars now, really. Just saw his PC was idling up there, and I figured she was going to be coming out in a second. So, yeah, just waiting for... Oh, my days. Oh, so we got an inspector,
I'm
a PC?
Yeah.
PC? Inspector. So we got 4 police officers for a man with a camera.
Right.
But it's quite intimidating, isn't it, having 4 people come out?
There's private vehicles there as well as vehicles that are unmarked.
Sure, but
I'm just wondering what your purpose
but it's quite
is.
intimidating having 4 officers come out and across somebody with a camera.
You're here on police premises.
Yeah, but like 4 people.
We need to establish whether there's a security issue.
Okay.
So, do you want to talk to me about what you're here for? I've got no issue with you filming, but as I've said, there's private vehicles.
Yeah, it's not my intention to get those. If they're in the background of a shot, they're in the background of a shot. But I'm not here to. I'm not
doing a news piece. Do you want an interview? I'll talk to you if you'd like to have an interview.
Not particularly. No, just want to have a look around. That's all. Just like to look around.
I saw you obviously trying to walk around there. So I was just wondering.
You should be careful with the information that you say like that, because I wasn't trying to walk around there at all.
The opening moments tell you everything you need to know. 4 officers, led by an inspector, walk directly toward the auditor in a straight line. There is no observation, no pause to assess the situation, just immediate intervention. The inspector starts with a familiar approach. She claims she has no issue with filming, but quickly introduces a concern. She points out that there are private vehicles inside the car park. It seems like a harmless comment, but it sets the stage for everything that follows. It creates the impression that the auditor may be doing something wrong. Then her colleague steps in with a confident claim, saying she saw the auditor trying to enter the private car park. That is not simply an observation, it is an accusation. Was he close to the boundary? Perhaps. Was he breaking the law? No, the strategy is simple. If they can convince people that he intended to enter a restricted area, they suddenly have a reason to intervene. It is an attempt to create suspicion before any wrongdoing has actually occurred.
I was stood there for a good 4 minutes watching you in your vehicle, and I saw the sign saying no unauthorised access. So don't tell me that I was trying to walk places where I wasn't. Be careful with things like that.
Have you got the footage that you need?
I'm not sure yet, to be honest.
Okay, well, I'd like you to leave, because as I've said, there are private vehicles there, but you've got some footage. You've got enough. There's nothing.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the footage that I was getting was actually interrupted by the PC stopping and coming out. Okay. But so I'll probably wait around to see if any more vehicles come in or out, see if I can get one on blue lights.
You shouldn't do that, because as I've said, there's private cars coming in and out. Officers don't want you recording them coming and going from duty, because that presents a potential security risk.
Well, they shouldn't drive to work then, really, should they? If they're that concerned.
You have no business to film the private areas that are off limit to the public.
I have every business to film anything that's visible from a public area.
But my point is, you shouldn't be going up there, which is what you've done.
I haven't gone past the signage where your signage is. It doesn't say the signage. The signage is the signage here saying that I can't go further than this, or is the signage there saying I can't go further than there?
The inspector repeatedly mentions private vehicles, as if those words automatically override public rights. In reality, the vehicles are irrelevant. They are visible from a public area, which means they can legally be filmed. By constantly repeating the phrase, she creates the impression that the auditor is somewhere he should not be. It prepares the ground for her next statement: "You've got enough footage." But that is not a legal requirement. It is simply her personal opinion on when filming should stop. She then adopts her colleague's version of events, warning the auditor that he should not be going further. The problem is that she never saw him cross any boundary. She has not checked the signs herself. She is simply accepting the accusation and presenting it as fact. The auditor responds by pointing out something important. The restricted area starts further ahead. He has not crossed into it, and he remains within his legal rights.
My personal use, public interest.
Well, my personal vehicle is there, and I'm asking you, from me to you as a private individual, I'm not comfortable with you violating my personal space.
It's not your personal space. It's
my vehicle there, my private vehicle is there, and I'm not comfortable with you filming that.
Well, if you hadn't announced that it was your private vehicle, nobody would ever have known.
I'm telling you it is, so
no, you are
I'm
doing now.
You to stop. Yeah,
well, I'm not going to. It's in a public area.
In which case, you'll have to be removed to prevent the breach of the peace, because you are.
How am I breaching the peace? Do you know what the threshold is for breach of the peace?
You already have enough footage, so I'm asking you to leave.
Okay.
You're creating these officers aren't able to get on with their policing
I'm
duty.
not stopping them.
The inspector's response is surprising. She says, "My personal vehicle is there, and I'm asking you, from me to you as a private individual. I'm not comfortable with you violating my personal space." The problem is that the idea of personal space does not really apply here. She is on duty, wearing a uniform, and referring to a police car park owned by the force, not by her. The area is clearly visible from a public location. There is no legal concept of personal space over an area you do not own and cannot shield from public view. The auditor immediately points this out, reminding her that it is not her personal space. She continues to insist that she is unhappy with her vehicle being filmed. Ironically, if she had not mentioned it, nobody watching would have known which vehicle belonged to her. By identifying it herself, she turned an anonymous vehicle into a personal issue that is not a privacy breach caused by the auditor. It is a mistake of her own making. She then escalates the situation by threatening to remove him to prevent a breach of the peace if he continues filming. However, a breach of the peace is intended to prevent imminent violence or disorder. It is not designed to stop someone from exercising a lawful right simply because an officer feels uncomfortable.
Individuals, as I was getting on with a matter that's of concern to the community, and I've got an individual on police premises filming not only the police cars coming and going, but officers arriving for duty and leaving again. That causes me a concern.
So you're working on conjecture there, because I have specifically said that that is not my intention.
I've said to you, you're causing me a concern. So I'd like you to leave.
Well, you're concerned. Do you police by your feelings in this country, or do you police by what the law is?
I'd like you to leave.
Do you police by what? Do you police by what the law is, or do you police by?
The officers to take you away because you are not.
Am I in a public place?
There are officers having private conversations about cases in the backyard of the police station.
Well, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be having that conversation in that sort of place.
But you shouldn't be there within the scope of being able
I can
to
be.
film them.
Do you know you can film anything you can see from a public place in the UK?
Okay.
Is this a public place?
This is a public place.
There you go. So if I can film it.
Let me put it a different way. If you stand at the end of my driveway at home, which is a public place, repairable at public expense, and you film into my window, is that acceptable?
Is this your home? Do you live here? Do you sleep here?
But these are private premises. Beyond this line here, you are filming from a public into a private space. Is that permitted?
Yes.
When the auditor repeatedly points out that he is standing in a public place, the inspector tries a different tactic. She asks a hypothetical question. If you stood at the end of my driveway and filmed through my window, would that be acceptable? The comparison is flawed from the beginning. Filming into the windows of a private home can raise privacy concerns in certain circumstances. But this situation is completely different. This is not a private residence. It is a police station. The expectation of privacy is not the same. The auditor immediately highlights the key issue by asking, "Is this your home? Do you live here?" That question gets to the heart of the matter. The law treats private homes very differently from workplaces, especially workplaces operated by public authorities. The inspector then argues that the station is private property and that he is filming from a public area into a private one. While that may be true, private property that is clearly visible from a public location can still be lawfully filmed. Her driveway example is a distraction. It shifts the discussion away from the legal facts and toward an emotional argument. Rather than addressing the actual issue, it attempts to make the situation feel personal.